Hi, Lily. I'm going to read you your very own story from a book called Bedtime Stories that me and your dad used to read when we were your age. I'm going to read you a story called Teeny Tiny. Once upon a time, there was a teeny tiny woman who lived in a teeny tiny house in a teeny tiny village. Now, one day, this teeny tiny woman put on her teeny tiny bonnet and went out of her teeny tiny house to take a teeny tiny walk. When the teeny tiny woman had gone a teeny tiny way, she came to a teeny tiny gate. The teeny tiny woman opened the teeny tiny gate and went into a teeny tiny churchyard. When the teeny tiny woman was walking in the teeny tiny churchyard, she happened to see a teeny tiny bone lying on a teeny tiny grave. The teeny tiny woman said to her teeny tiny self, "This teeny tiny bone will make me some teeny tiny soup for my teeny tiny supper." So the teeny tiny woman put the teeny tiny bone in her teeny tiny pocket and went home to her teeny tiny house. The teeny tiny woman was a teeny tiny bit tired after her teeny tiny walk, so she went to her teeny tiny bedroom. She put the teeny tiny bone into a teeny tiny cupboard and lay down for a teeny tiny nap. When the teeny tiny woman had been asleep a teeny tiny time, she was awakened by a teeny tiny voice calling from a teeny tiny cupboard, which said, "Give me my bone." The teeny tiny woman was a teeny tiny bit frightened, so she hid her teeny tiny head further under the teeny tiny covers. When she had been asleep again for only a teeny tiny time, the teeny tiny voice in the teeny tiny cupboard cried out again, a teeny tiny bit louder, "Give me my bone." This made the teeny tiny woman a teeny tiny bit more frightened, so she hid her teeny tiny head a teeny tiny bit further under the teeny tiny covers. When the teeny tiny woman had been asleep again for only a teeny tiny time, the teeny tiny voice from the teeny tiny cupboard said again, a teeny tiny bit louder, "Give me my bone." The teeny tiny woman was a teeny tiny bit more frightened, but she pulled her teeny tiny head out from under the teeny tiny covers and said in her loudest teeny tiny voice, "Take it!" The end.